Well, you guys, first of all, I want to welcome both Nikki and Brooke to the show, My So-Called Whatever podcast. Now, how long have you been doing this podcast now?
Because almost 3.5 years.
Yeah.
You're in like almost 200 episodes.
Yeah, we're over 200 now. We just
we're at like 202.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's brilliant. And it's like it's exclusively New Kids on the Block, but I think you guys touch on other nostalgia type stuff too, right?
Yeah, we do like an every other week type of deal. So 1 week we'll talk about 80s and 90s, and the next week we'll talk about New Kids on the Block, and we'll share fan stories and all kinds of different things.
That's fun. And then you don't run out of material either.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
keeps the momentum going.
Yeah.
And how do you find your guests? Just people write you and say, "Can I be on the show?"
Social media.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah. I mean, through our community. We have an amazing community of blockheads.
Yes.
And they really are the ones that keep us going.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we get new recruits.
And it just grew. It snowballed over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The listenership went nuts. I enjoy the show. I've probably, And I mean, like, I'm still new to it, but I think I've listened to about 5 or 6 episodes now. And yeah, I think you're doing a fantastic job with it. So I want to make sure everybody who's a big fan of nostalgia, and it's particularly New Kids on the Block, that they come and check out My So-Called Whatever. It's on all of the great places you can get podcasts. But it was really important to me to have you guys on the show. I'm like, who am I going to talk to about New Kids on the Block that still appreciate New Kids on the Block the way I did as a kid and the way I still do? I almost feel like it's my friends who I loved with back then might think it's cute and all of that, but I still love them. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't changed.
You're in good company.
Yes.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. And they just got better, to be honest, right?
For sure.
100%, 150%.
They just keep getting better.
They are better with age, like a fine wine.
Exactly. Yes. And what do you find? Now, I'm a Jordan girl.
Oh,
same Z's.
Yes. What about Nikki?
I'm a Joe girl.
Yeah. See, and that was my best friend growing up too. She was a Joe girl. I remember, I think my sister was a John girl. Yeah. And it was funny because I remember getting the doll for Christmas one year. I was so obsessed with getting the doll and getting the Lynn Goldsmith book, which is something I want to get into, because that book just like basically took the virginity of my eyes away.
Yeah. But that's too funny.
But like I remember getting the doll and my uncle making fun of it because of the rat tail on Jordan's head and just being like, I was like, and I'd like cry about it and stuff. But I mean, I'm 41, so I was 11, I would say 11.
Yeah, we're around the same age.
Yeah,
because I'm 40. I'm 41. Oh my gosh, that's right. I am 41.
Yeah,
I just turned 41.
Yeah,
and I'm 40, so
right in the zone there.
We're right in the zone. That. I will tell you, I feel you on the Jordan doll rat tail. Mm-hmm. My brother cut it off of my Jordan doll.
Were you devastated?
I was, yes. I was angry. I cried. I'm sure I screamed. Things were thrown. So I get it. Don't touch my Jordan doll. Don't come at him. He's mine.
It's like, how dare you?
For real.
You do have a new one though. Now.
I do.
Yes.
I have actually I have a couple.
Yes.
Where did you get them?
From listeners.
Yeah, they'd send us stuff. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's amazing. So freaking cool. We get so much memorabilia sent to us. We're doing some big giveaways in the near future. We've got all kinds of stuff to give away, like merch, mostly New Kids on the Block merch that people are sending us. But they also send us stuff like if we're just talking about something, like sometimes we'll just get it and it's like, you didn't have to do that.
I know.
Thank you.
I think about Kelly.
With the Jordan doll. Yeah.
Yeah. I think about like like Kelly, I was saying how on one episode this was early on, I'm like, I love Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles is like the best cereal ever. And then I get a box full of like the Fruity Pebbles cereal bars. Just super sweet, super sweet. But anyway.
Oh, you
So,
guys,
yeah.
you got some great listeners. Glad to hear that. And what do you feel like the best attributes are of each member of the group?
Ooh,
Wow.
that's a good question.
That's a great question. And I mean, I know talking to a Jordan girl,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. He is the total package.
I don't see anything that's not a good attribute about Jordan.
No. I mean, his voice, that voice is from the heavens. Super handsome. Just in like, they've done a lot of lives throughout this whole, virus thing. And you kind of learn more about them as people, even more than what, we already kind of knew. He's very smart. He's like a smart businessman.
I was gonna say very business savvy.
And I like that.
I used to, when I'd watch them do interviews back in the day, it was Donnie doing most of 80% of the talking, or 70% of the talking, which is fine because he's very articulate and he really gets his point across. That's who he is. He's a public speaker. But Jordan would always be so quiet. And then once in a while he'd say something and it would be just, oh, yeah, I'm glad you talked. Like,
yeah. You're not in the background.
Yeah.
Nikki, you got to talk about Joey.
Oh my gosh. I think he's the total package because I mean, look, he's a singer, he can act. I mean, he is so handsome and he was my first love, first love. And yeah, it's surreal, like being able to like get our pictures taken with them. And like, that's weird.
Yes.
That's still weird to me. Like, it's still weird to me.
The fact that you would have died for that 20, 30 years ago. And
yes.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like my 7-year-old self would passed out on the floor. Like, I can't even believe it.
One thing that made me laugh about Joey was I didn't realize how funny he is.
He's hilarious. Yeah.
One of Jordan's Facebook lives on YouTube yesterday where they're backstage in Chicago somewhere, and Joey's not, they're not drunk, they're not on drugs, but Joey is just like ridiculous. Like the two of them are so giddy together, him and Jordan, going through like the coolers backstage and like making jokes. And
I love that
video was hilarious.
Yes, that video, let me tell you,
talking about the Russian spies who are like their security team.
I love watching that, like
the Bolsheviks.
Oh, get back to the food, because wow.
I could say a lot of things right now.
Don't
loose right now.
Don't you say a thing, Joe. You will get censored off of my Facebook Live in seconds.
Really?
Yeah. Take him away.
That's it, bro.
You heard him.
Wait.
Please just make me look good.
Wait.
You're out of here, you.
I have Amazon stock.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I'll give you some Amazon stock.
You will? Me?
Okay, he's back.
Wait. Him or me?
Not you.
Can I get some? The abuse I get.
That guy.
They're New York Bolsheviks, and they love the attention and the affection. Don't give it to them, okay?
Don't.
They're doing their job.
You could rub their head on the way out. All right?
Rob?
Like this.
Or just give him one of these.
Oh wow!
Those are for me. Yeah, those are for him. Yes. All right. You took our stuff. All right.
You forgot your vodka. You forgot your vodka.
This is the bed juice.
I'm gonna get shot by somebody after this video.
Yeah, like it was. I didn't know how funny Joe was. Definitely, like, yeah. I want to move on then to Danny.
So Danny, I mean, first of all, Danny, he has an amazing voice. So he doesn't have as many solo type of moments within the New Kids.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does, he can bring it. And then his solo
Mhm.
solo endeavors, he's great. Super, super talented, super, super buff.
Yeah, he's never
Oh,
stopped going to the
yes.
gym. That's
Never.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think he's ever had a down period physically.
No, and he's a hot grandpa.
Yeah.
How many kids
For
does
sure.
he have?
Oh my gosh, I think 3.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say, I
think
think
3
he has
kids.
3.
Yeah.
We're not experts.
Yeah.
If we're wrong,
we are
we're wrong.
for sure. We are for sure not experts. Yes.
But we are huge fans.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, he's always been a really endearing, funny guy.
But and in person, I think that sometimes people may think he comes across intimidating, but he's
Mhm.
really not. Super,
like
super nice,
softy.
super genuine.
Yes.
It's very genuine from him. You don't feel like anything's put on.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. I
Um,
mean, that's perfect what you just said. Perfect.
Yeah, nothing is put on with Danny. Like you get what you get, Danny.
Yes. What about Jonathan Knight?
Oh my gosh.
He is a Disney.
Let me tell you about John. Okay. First of all, he's like a Disney prince. Like
He is.
that's what we say all the
Yeah.
time. He's charming, he's funny, and when he talks to you, he acts like he knows you. Like it's like I don't know how to
Old
explain
friends.
it. It's like your old friend. Yeah. And his hugs are the best.
Yeah.
They are the
Jo-
best.
If you ever have an opportunity to hug Jonathan Knight,
Mhm.
just do it. Do yourself a
Yes.
favor. Just take that warm embrace from that
Yes.
debonair.
A nice strong, it's
charming,
nice a
handsome
strong
man.
embrace.
It is.
Wow.
And again, genuine, super genuine guy.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him for still being there, even though all the anxiety he went through, and
I know.
the fact that he seems to be coping very well and
Yeah.
and happy. Maybe because it's part of the fact that he's out
Me,
And you know what?
and
That
he's become comfortable in his skin publicly now.
yeah.
in his own self, and
Yeah.
as he
Right.
should be. He's incredible.
Right.
And I think he's super funny. If you follow
Yeah.
him on social media, he doesn't
He is.
say a lot, but I'll tell you what, like
Like his
don't
brother.
come at him. Don't
No.
and
No.
like, he
No.
will speak his mind and his
Yeah.
truth, and I appreciate that
I do
100%.
too.
I was watching another one of those FaceTime videos where John just killed me. The boys were sitting around outside eating, and they were bugging him because he had become a vegan. And then he was saying he was going to turn them into a bunch of meatless gays. And then Donnie was like, "Some are closer than you'd think," kind of. I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
"John, you're hilarious. That was
He
funny."
is funny. He is funny.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. And then yeah, we gotta end it with Donnie, the most
Oh,
outspoken guy.
Yeah.
Donnie is a national
Donnie.
treasure.
We always say that. We are all Donnie girls. No matter what. You're a Joe
Everyone's a Donnie
girl.
girl.
You're a Donnie girl automatically.
Everyone.
Like I don't even know. I'm speechless when it comes to him.
That man, I feel like, and I don't know, he just gets us as
Mhm.
fans. Like
Mhm.
he genuinely gets us. It's not a show, it's not an act. He 100% connects with his fans in a way that I honestly don't know of any other entertainer
No.
does. Can do. I don't know how he does it.
Mm-hmm.
He
I don't
just
either.
he's incredible. I don't know when he sleeps.
Right. If he sleeps.
Right. He's connected 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's always been super, super sweet with us.
Very
and
much so. We're so appreciative of him.
our podcast and
Mhm.
everything. He's just been a dream.
Mhm.
And also super talented guy.
Yes.
Do you think that, okay, because back in the day when they were marketed, it was like, here's the baby one, the shy one, the bad one, and Donnie was the bad one. But do you ever think that he really was the bad persona? Because I never,
No.
Donnie today and Donnie back then are very different. I can see how they made him look like the bad boy, but like you could see like that it was an imaging thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he doesn't he
yeah.
doesn't talk like all like badass, like no more games boy kind of shit anymore.
No,
Like, you
no.
know, like he talks like just a loving, wonderful human being who cares about everybody, you know?
Mhm. I think he's always been that way though. I think that deep down he's always been that way. Even from a young kid, he
Mhm.
was always like that. Don't you think
the
so, Brooke?
marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, as the boy band formula,
Right.
I feel like that kind of started with them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
As far as, my knowledge of it, and for our age group,
Mhm.
that really started with them. There was the formula. There was a guy for every girl,
Right.
and they kind of fit where they fit, and marketed in a certain way. But now this, second act, since they've come back, it's really more about them truly as the humans they
And who
are.
they are, not who the record company wants them to be.
Exactly. I think it's more on their terms, and you can really see publicly, how Donnie really is, and he's
Mhm.
amazing.
Another thing that's different about New Kids on the Block is so many people who weren't fans didn't realize that they weren't just some marketed, sickly, sweet teenagers, because those guys actually grew up in the hood. Like they grew up like with crime and drugs and all kinds
Yeah.
of shit going on around them.
Mhm.
So they were fully experienced in what like growing up rough was like. But
Oh yeah.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, they were in Florida and doing like Mickey Mouse Club and shit, right? Like it was
Right.
different. They came from different places.
So, very different places.
Mhm.
Very different. Yeah.
Now, when we mentioned Donnie, I know you've had both Donnie and Joe on your show, which I was
we
just like,
have.
I was freaking out for you guys. I was like, this is amazing,
Yes.
amazing. Now, how did that come about?
Well, do you want to start with the first Donnie?
The first Donnie, I tell you,
Well, you got to start from the beginning though. Like when we were going to give
Okay.
up on our podcast.
we were 100% going to give up on our podcast.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
We got a bad review.
And
Our
it was
only
a lot,
review.
it's a lot of work. I mean, we were doing 2 episodes a week at that time, and I don't know how we did it. And we weren't, we were getting like 10 listeners, like, and you look at the stats and you're just like, it's not going anywhere. And
And it was early on.
right.
We were very early, and we didn't, you want that instant gratification,
Right.
which you don't get. That you put in the hard work
Mhm.
week after week, and eventually you hope to be successful. So we were going to throw in the towel. We didn't put that out there in the universe or anything.
We didn't tell anybody.
It was just a day that was a bad day.
Right. It was
Okay.
it was the same. So on this day, it all happened in one day. Brooke and I talked in the morning and we're like, you know what? Let's just take some time to think about it. But maybe this just isn't, what we thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
And I was really upset. Like, I think some tears were shed that morning because I loved doing it so much. I just loved doing the podcast. And then
Donnie shared a story from our website that
mhm,
we had discussed on the podcast. And that was kind of, I can't even tell you how many people, and we didn't know Donnie. Like Donnie didn't know us.
no.
He
But
just
it was-
found it.
He found it
Mhm.
and he shared it. And that right there grew our community,
Mhm.
Wow.
huge.
Yeah.
So
Your
many
num-
people
your
will
numbers
say, like,
just
we
went
found you
right up.
from Donnie's post. And so then fast forward,
Right.
and again, our community is amazing. Our friends that we've made are absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
So this was at Wahlburger. This was the phone call.
Right.
This was the voice
Right.
message.
Maria.
So yeah, so our friend Maria was at Wahlburgers, and Johnny was there,
Mhm.
and we have a like a phone line, like a voicemail.
Mm.
So she called the voicemail and gave Johnny the phone, and he left a message. And
He
it was
knew it was the girls that he'd posted about. He knew it was you guys.
I'm not sure.
Maybe,
He
maybe
just
not.
knew it was the girls with the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
but that kind of started it, and he ended up coming on for the first time,
Mhm.
and after lots of back and forth and all that, but he came on for the first time, and that was amazing. It was a
It
dream
was
come true.
surreal. It was surreal. Like
And he probably
to have
put you at
Donnie
ease.
Wahlberg call you, you know? Like no big deal.
I bet. I mean, like, I'd be ridiculously nervous, but I bet you get put at ease real quick with him.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, and Nikki and I are different.
we're very different.
We are
Yeah.
we are best friends. We are pretty opposite with a lot of things like that.
Mhm.
I was fine 100%.
I was not.
Nikki was
I was
not
not
so
fine.
much.
No.
But Donnie's great because he just leads the conversation, and you
Right.
let Donnie go where Donnie goes.
Right.
And
Those are the best
Yeah.
interviews.
100%.
Fantastic.
And it feels like more of a conversation than an interrogation. Like,
Exactly. That's what we really wanted anyway.
Mhm.
It's just a conversation amongst friends. That's what we try when we have people on our podcast.
Mhm.
That's what we want it to come across as, like not an interview, just a conversation. We're just hanging out.
Yep.
So
What about
That's
Joe?
Shooting the
what it was.
breeze.
oh, Joe was a labor of love. Like,
To
Joe,
wear him down.
Joe, it took 3 years
It took
to get
3
Joe
years.
on the podcast. And
Mission interview Joey.
first episode,
2017, 2018,
we
2019.
talked about it.
2020.
yeah. And then our community. It was all because of our community. Anytime somebody that was in our community had the opportunity to talk with him, they said, "You need to go on the My So-Called Whatever podcast. Like, you need to go." And he'd be like, "Yes, I'm going. I'm gonna do it. I am. I will." And so
He said it on his own podcast.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and yeah, he did. He said it on his own podcast. Yes, I will get together. And it took a while, but when it happened, when I say that was one of the best moments of my life, I am not lying. I am not lying. It was everything and more that I could have ever hoped for. Ever.
What a dream for you. What a dream come
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Jordan
I
is
feel it for you.
next.
I think you can. I think you can get Jordan.
That is my plan.
Yeah. I when I first started Dope Nostalgia, I was on a radio show for the Canadian Broadcasting Network. I got to go on there and talk about what we were going to be doing and how we were going to be interviewing people who were big in the 90s, and it was cool. Got to talk about it. They asked me who my dream guest would be. I said New Kids on the Block. I made a little video for Instagram and I posted that and I tagged all the guys in it. This is about a week and a half ago. I said, dreams can come true if you believe. Can you guys please come on the show? And Donnie that night at about midnight, my friend messaged me and she's like, look, Donnie responded to you. And he wrote, let's get this.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
Donnie.
And I like couldn't sleep. I was freaking out. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So it's been a week and a half. I DM'd him, but I don't know if he was gonna get the DMs because
Oh, he probably will.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's been a big week and a half since he posted that, and I haven't heard anything since. But he's very busy. He's
Oh my
filming right now.
gosh.
He's filming Blue Bloods right now. So
Yes.
He is very
Just-
busy.
I have to
But-
be patient.
Donnie, he sees everything.
He does. And he's a man of his word.
Okay.
So
He is.
I believe in you, Donnie.
It might be Donnie soon, but it will happen. He will be on.
So I've just been getting people to tag him and be like, come on, just, encourage him a little bit. But I
That's
know
how it
it'll,
happens.
I believe it will happen eventually.
yes.
Stick to that. Now, how you guys, you're talking about the hugs and everything. Tell me about how you've met the guys. Have you been on the cruises?
Yes. We've been on one cruise.
Yeah?
Yeah. We
One
were on
cruise, the last cruise.
The last cruise. Yeah. That
That
was
was amazing.
everything and more than I had hoped for. And it's hard to explain this fandom because a lot of it is about the people that you meet within it. It's
Yeah.
more so like the friends that you make, and like the guys are extra bonus. Like, so you're going on the New Kids on the Block cruise, but you're there to see all your friends, and then you get to see New Kids have a concert and dance around and come in the audience, and it's crazy.
And you
It was a
probably
party
got to
every
meet
night.
you probably got to meet a lot of the fans of your show while you're on the cruise.
We
And-
did.
and like meet for the first time kind of thing.
Yes, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
And that it was a little surreal too, because when you're sorry about the noise, something's going on. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's all
So what was I gonna say? You don't know, like people say they listen, but you're just like, really, how many people are listening? And then when people kept coming up to us and they're like, are you Nikki and Brooke? Are you from the podcast? It was surreal.
You guys
Like,
are like
yeah, I use that.
celebrities. You guys are celebrities on the cruise.
No. No.
I wouldn't go that far.
No.
But it's kind of neat, and like I feel I get geeked out even just
Me
saying it.
too.
But
me
when they're
too.
like, "Oh, well, can we take our picture with you?"
I'm just like, what?
I'm
Why?
like, sure. Okay. I haven't slept in 27 hours.
Oh, I bet
Um,
there's no sleep on that cruise.
No.
No, I slept a total of 12 hours.
I'd be like super party mode all times.
Yes.
It's amazing. The cruise is I was very hesitant. I was a holdout for a long time.
I had to wear
was
her
like-
down.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's for me, and I can't imagine that I would enjoy it. And if I'm going to take a vacation, I'm going to go with my family and that sort of thing. Let me tell you, it's like being on a party boat for 4 nights with your best girlfriends, and every night you get to dress up in a different, costume or outfit or whatever it is, the theme,
Yes.
and party with the New Kids all night long.
Mm-hmm.
You decorate your door?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me about that, because here's what I thought. I was watching the show Rock This Boat, and I said to myself, where would I find stuff now to decorate the door with? Because I don't have anything anymore.
Oh my gosh, you can find it. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I am
Everything.
because
All
I
my-
didn't have the merch growing up.
Yeah.
So when I got grown, I was like, I want all the merch. Like, I want it now. I don't care. I don't care that I'm 40 years old, 41 years old. I want it all. So it's taken me about 3 years, and I have I wouldn't say everything, but I have even some of the like weird like one-off products that they,
Yeah.
you know, so you can find them.
And they had some
like,
weird products.
yes, yes. So, but yeah, a lot of people though don't really decorate with the old stuff. They do like funny, I don't know, people are so creative.
Well, I
They're
saw
so
the one that was like
creative.
a poster that was like the Nanook pub, which is, for listeners that don't
Yes.
know, Nanook was the original name of New Kids on the Block.
Mhm.
And I thought that's so creative. And
Right.
so the guys go around and they sign the doors, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Randomly. Yeah.
Sign,
Yes.
sign your posters and sign your stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And
Yeah,
then
it
you
was a
got to
lot of
do,
fun.
and then you do the meet and greet where I think you guys stand in line all day.
Oh yeah.
So we were
Um,
lucky.
Right.
We were in the
right.
very early groups.
Right.
We were
And
like number 3 or something.
right. And I almost didn't go because I was so sick. I'd had a little bit
Seasick?
too much to drink.
Yeah.
I had that night, the night before, I went a little over any time ever in my life, for real. Like it was, yeah. And I kept telling Brooke, I'm like, Brooke, I can't do this. I need sunglasses. Like, I can't, I'm going to just stay here. And Brooke's like, you will absolutely regret this if you don't go. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'll see him when they go on tour. And Brooke's like, no, you're going. You're going to go.
Right.
So I'm glad that she made me go because yeah,
I
we got
I
an
just love our
amazing
picture.
Yes, our picture is so funny.
Our picture is great.
You
It
guys will have to
was-
send it to me. I want to post it on our social media.
Oh, for
I can,
sure.
yeah, I can send it.
It looks like
cool.
Jordan and I are a couple,
A
are like a
happy
mom and a
family.
dad
Oh,
with
yeah.
our daughter in front of us. One of our friends, because she's a little shorter, so just the way that we were arranged, it was funny.
Yeah, and for me, they said you stand here, and then they put Joe in front of me, and I was like, "What's happening?" And he's like, "Where's the other girl?" And Christine was like, "She's right there." And he goes, "Come on!" And so he put his arm around me, and like he's like on his tiptoes. It's the cutest picture. I love it. I absolutely love that
Aw.
picture.
See, it was worth it. I'm so glad you went. Now,
Yes,
have you
I'm
met
so
them?
glad I went.
Have you met them on other occasions besides the cruise?
Yes,
We have.
we've been very lucky. Yes.
We've done
How many
like
times?
meet and greets, and
Uh,
well, Nikki's met them more than I have
yes.
because
Yes, I
she's gone
have.
to more concerts than I have.
Mhm.
I pretty much just stay within like New England.
Yeah.
This one, she'll go to like Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and,
California.
California,
A
and
little bit of a flight.
all
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, like 3 times. For me, like 3
Yeah.
additional times, I
I think
or-
that's right. Three is correct. Yes.
Mm.
And then you've done it a few more than that.
Yeah. Not. I think like only once more than you because I took my daughter.
So for you,
That
did
was-
go see Joe?
Oh, and I did go see Joe. Yes, at his Hollywood Nights thing that he did, which was amazing.
The solo ones are probably really cool because it's probably
Amazing.
easier to get to talk to them, I think.
From
my
I actually
experience.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't actually get to talk to him that time, but because it was like a whirlwind trip. Like I went one day and then the next day I flew back home. It was
Yeah.
it was that quick. But he was so close. Like he was just, it was an intimate location. So like, when I say intimate, I mean intimate. Like there was not very many people there,
Mhm.
and there he is on stage just singing Father Figure. Actually, I don't know
Cool.
if he sang that song, but he sang some George Michael, and it was great. It was fantastic.
Cool.
So-
I've only met Jordan, and it was one time, and it was when he was doing. This was before the reunion. It was 2004.
wow.
2004. He was playing at this little pub at the college in town. But there was lots of girls there. Lots of girls came out. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to regret it if I don't go. I didn't bring a friend. I just went. Got drinks there, made
Perfect.
friends there, you know.
Right.
And he was promoting The Fix at the time.
Oh wow.
And damn, it was such a fun night. But I found out later that he was really sick that night. Like he had the flu, but he still performed and everything. He still did
Wow.
his meet and greet. And I'm so glad I got to have my picture with him. And of course, like I didn't have anything meaningful or useful to say because I was so nervous to finally meet him. But I got 2 good hugs.
Amazing.
I got an autograph. And then like 3-4 days later, I had the flu, and I'm like, I got his flu.
Yes, I got the Jordan flu.
Jordanite germs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it was like, yeah, and he was very quiet, but very kind.
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling well. I was just
Right.
impressed that he could still like do the thing, you know? He didn't let anybody down. So it was beautiful.
He's
That is
amazing.
beautiful.
Hmm.
Jordan,
Yes.
what a guy.
Now, there were moments in my fandom as a kid where things would happen that made me upset, or maybe more of like a reality check. Things like when Donnie set the hotel on fire. Do you guys remember that story?
I remember that. I remember the headline,
Yeah.
but I don't think that it was what it was.
I think
No, it definitely wasn't. He didn't actually set it on fire.
okay.
I do believe.
I
that is
think
the
I got
truth.
my information from a tabloid, and I think
Yeah.
that's probably the problem, because tabloids were telling me that they did horrible things all the time,
Right.
and it would make me
they-
cry.
Yes, I know. Like you'd see them when you're checking out at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and you just don't even want to look because you don't want to think that. And I don't think any of those things were ever true.
Hmm.
So, and the Donnie story, I'm pretty sure was pretty, like it was just elaborated, and it wasn't what it was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Well,
totally exaggerated.
It's like they take like one little granule of truth
Right.
and then just blow it up, because at the time that would sell magazines.
Right.
And they didn't have the media wasn't the same, because can you imagine if the
Mm.
internet had existed when they were big?
No.
Okay. No.
That would
Let's
have been
just-
brutal for
no.
them.
Let's just say thank goodness it really didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just for my own like sanity and safety and all that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so you'd be waiting for like a week to get the actual news, or if it's like if you wanted to see what they were doing in like Teen Beat or Bop or whatever, it was all stuff that was regulated by their management, allowed, and agents and stuff. But
Mhm.
the tabloids would still have at her, but you'd hear it every week, and that's when I was hearing Donnie set a hotel on fire. He lit the hallway on fire with vodka, and I was like, oh no, Donnie Wahlberg was drinking vodka. He
Yeah.
doesn't drink. But now, coming from me now, I've got a bottle of wine sitting right next to me, ready to go. But anyway, like it was stuff like that it felt like my innocence was slowly being lost if I heard bad things about the new kids,
Mhm. Yeah.
or that they were womanized. Things like
I'm
that,
sorry?
or that they were womanizers, things like that were out in tabloid media.
I never heard that part, but the part that I really had a hard time with and I defended like till forever, like, was the whole lip syncing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that pissed me. Oh, can I say that? Sorry.
you can swear, it's fine.
Okay. That pissed me off because I mean, they did not do that. They didn't do it. And
No.
Milli Vanilli, yeah, totally did it,
Mhm.
but don't compare it. Do not compare Milli
No.
Vanilli to my boys. Like, do not. So that, and then when they were on Arsenio Hall and they did, it's that just bothered me because the boys at school had a field day with it.
Yeah,
You know how it was, and
Oh my gosh.
they were
Yeah.
so
The
mean.
boys at school were already mean about the new kids. That definitely
So
was.
mean. So mean.
Somebody was just trying to. I loved that episode of Arsenio Hall. Arsenio always had the guys' backs. In
Mhm.
fact, I think he was there when they were inducted
The
in
star.
the
Yes.
Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was
Mhm.
Arsenio, and that just made me so happy
I know.
because he always took care of the guys and gave them the chance to speak and tell their
Right.
truth.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
And I remember Maurice Starr being like, if I'm doing the singing, does this sound like a young white man to you, this
Yeah.
voice? And he's like, he just does this huge R&B run, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, there's no way he's doing the singing.
Right. And there was an early I actually just watched it again today. There's an early video of them, and I can't remember what network they were on, but there's hardly any background music playing, and it's just their vocals. And I mean, it's obvious. Like they never were. It's their
Right.
voices.
They have the chops.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, it was a stupid allegation. It was very weakly made.
I'm getting the kids with me. The reason I pulled that clip was because you all have grown a lot as musicians, as artists. If somebody was singing, they would have did some of the notes different.
Why you looking at me, man?
If somebody,
But you know what? I'll speak on that. You know,
Oh, by the way, some of those background vocals were in a what?
an emulator.
Yeah, but you all, your mics were open. I know that from our
Yep,
sound guys,
yep.
and you all sang background over that. But all
Absolutely.
leads were live, and you can
Yep.
tell by.
I won't bring up none of your first acting roles. and nothing like that.
Okay, because he gonna pull an Amazon Women from the Moon clip. Now, don't do that.
Like,
Yeah.
very.
So
It was, but the
jealousy.
haters will run with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is people like to tear you down when you're on top, and that's
Mhm.
proved itself to be true time and time again. And they were definitely a victim of that.
Mhm.
1993 comes along, 94, grunge
Mhm.
era is starting to get big, and people are. It's the music tides are turning, so people are turning their back on new kids. Kids are growing up and they're getting into grunge and doing other things. I still liked them, but I felt I had to hide it. I felt like I'd put that poster up in the back of my locker behind my jacket, and some of the girls, I'd be like, look, look at my locker, right? But I couldn't wear the shirt anymore because I was afraid I'd be made fun of, stuff like that. Like it became like the tide had turned.
That's funny. It wasn't the same because remember I had that mirror, Brooke, the New Kids on the
Yes.
Block mirror. I
Yeah.
had that, and I had that in high school too. I still used it. I was proud. I'm like,
Hmm.
I am a fan. I love New Kids on the Block.
Like in your locker.
Yes, in my locker. I'd open it up and I wouldn't be like, oh, jeez, no, don't. But I will tell you, like, for us, before that, it was hard. Like, it was like, if you liked them and you were open about it, you were going to get made fun of. You were going to get called names, and you were going to, and I didn't care at that point in my life.
No.
I was like, I
Didn't care either.
No,
I didn't care either.
That's very strong.
I didn't, because I was just so committed to them.
Yeah.
I didn't care if, stupid kids at school were like, oh, new skids on the dock.
Right.
Whatever. Cool. That's the best
Right.
you can come up with.
Right.
So that really never bothered me. But I also didn't like when the tides turned and things, I kind of just grew out of it. I like you said, I started listening to different kinds of music, kind of broadening my horizons a little bit. And I just kind of stopped listening, not consciously. It was just like the natural progression of a young teenager discovering different genres and different interests and things. So it just kind of happened for me.
Mm.
And it's sad when I think about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I found him again.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a terrible blow for me. Like, I had a real hard time with it. And because I never saw them, and I had these big dreams of seeing them in concert, and then when they disbanded, those hopes and dreams were shattered. And
Right.
I for years I was like, they might get back together, maybe. And then I started thinking maybe they're not ever going to get back together,
Mm.
and I'm never going to see them. But that wasn't the case. That was not the case.
How excited were you when Joey McIntyre's solo album came out?
Oh my gosh. We got to see him in concert, and it was amazing. It was I did get to see him. He was my first
The
concert.
first solo album.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, now they're coming back at the right time because they understood this was the time to come back. Backstreet's big, NSYNC's
Yep.
big. Here's the guys who made that happen for you boys. Like
Right.
they're coming back with their
Right.
solo stuff. The timing was perfect.
It really was.
Timing was amazing. So we saw In Sync when Jordan Knight opened
Mhm. We did.
for
Which
them.
was crazy.
Absolutely. I was very lucky. I got to see New Kids in 1990. That was my first concert. But I was like 10 and
Mhm.
we were in the very, very, very back.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like little ants. So seeing Joey and seeing Jordan was kind of surreal all over again. And also like they were grown and I was grown. I wasn't
So it
a
was
grown
like-
up. I was
It was
still
like,
like
maybe
19,
something could
20,
happen. You
but-
don't know. You just don't know.
Wow. I
Exactly.
mean, come on.
It's okay now.
Everything's legal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was awesome.
Mhm.
Absolutely amazing. And I don't know. I loved both of their solo stuff.
Yeah.
And we had such a good time at the Joey concert.
We really did. We really, really did. And we just missed him. Like when we got there, he had been out like front, and we had just missed him. This DJ told us
Aw.
we just missed him. I'm like, guys, my dreams are shattered. I didn't get to meet Joey McIntyre. But then we got in and he's like right in front of us, just like right there. And it was crazy. to
Small
see.
theater.
Again,
Such
I
a good
never would
show.
have dreamed I would ever have a conversation with him or so
Right.
yeah, crazy.
When Give It To You came out, I was like, oh my goodness, he's even more handsome now. Holy
Mhm.
shit. And I was just like, all of it came back. All of it came back.
Yeah.
And I was like obsessed with him again. And then the line in that song, anyone can make you sweat, but I
Yeah.
Oh my god.
you wet. I was like,
Yes.
how scandalous. I love
Those are
it.
grown lyrics.
I mean,
I was just like, this is amazing. I can't believe this is happening. So you knew that they were on course to come back eventually. The other thing I wanted to mention was Jordan played another solo show here in my town. And my friend and I, Crystal, she's a listener of the podcast. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
hi.
We had Groupon tickets. I don't know if you have Groupon where you live.
We do.
do.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a meet and greet pass and tickets to the show. We show up at the venue. The tour manager, first of all, they didn't accept the tickets at the gate because they said that they weren't legitimate tickets. They tried to scan them. It didn't work. We talked to the tour manager and the tour manager's like, I'm really sorry, ladies. These aren't real. You got ripped off. You're going to have to contact Groupon or something. And we were just devastated. We're like, okay, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Her and I go out and have dinner and drinks and kind of like, oh, well, drown our sorrows. The next day I look at Jordan Knight's Twitter and I kicked myself. He tweeted, hey, you girls with the fake tickets, come back to the venue.
What?
I was like, shit.
Oh my
totally-
gosh.
We totally missed.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was
Oh
just
my
like,
god.
I'm like, I am kicking myself, but it's like, you know what? That was, I was just like, Jordan, thank you. Like, that was really fucking cool of you.
That gives me all
Yeah.
the feels. Like I can't believe he did that.
He did that.
Jordan.
And so it's like, I
Oh.
love you even more. It was
That's
really nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
I wish that you had seen it in time.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's the way it went. But there'll be
That's
more
right.
opportunities, I'm sure.
I was just gonna say, throw it into the universe.
There you go.
That's what you got to do.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
The Lynn Goldsmith book that I mentioned. That okay. So if you're listening right now and you haven't heard about the book, it's just called New Kids. It's a photo book with lots of quotes from the boys, but you need to Google it to know what I'm talking about. There were some pictures in there that were pretty spicy for the teenager set, I thought. But like
100%.
I was like, there was some hot Jordan action in there. Like he was like, damn. I was like,
Yeah.
this man was like my first like sexual awakening, I swear. But like, yeah, I mean, it was a great book. It was really well put together.
Mm-hmm.
My
so.
Christmas present that
Yeah.
I knew it was under the tree and I was like, please just let me open it now. But yeah. Yeah. So you guys had the book?
I did not.
I didn't
did
have
not
it
have
as as a no.
Yeah.
I have it now. I actually
Yeah.
have
Right.
like 2 copies now.
And
But
it's-
I did see it when I was a teenager.
Mhm.
Like not like an older teenager, so like high school. I don't know who had it, but I was like, this is scandalous. Like,
Mm.
what is going on here, new kids?
but like so hot.
So
yeah,
So
yeah,
hot.
so hot.
it was probably one of my most memorable, I would say, merchandise things I had was that book.
I think my most memorable merchandise thing that I had was my phone.
Oh, that was the best.
I did have quite a bit of merch because it was easy. That was an easy thing for my family to gift me for birthdays and Christmas was New Kids on the Block merch,
Mhm.
clothing, dolls, the phone, just all kinds of stuff, books. But I really, really loved the Our Story book.
Yes, that was
Oh,
great.
The one that the moms were talking about when the boys
Mhm.
were on Oprah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Or the
that
moms were on
book,
Oprah. Yeah.
that book I read front to back over and over again. I still have my original. I absolutely adored that book. I loved looking at like their baby pictures.
Mhm.
Like as a little girl, you know, it's just it was really neat, and like seeing how they looked when they were my age,
Mhm.
you know, at that time. And Jordan was always so cute.
Mhm.
But that was like a treasure for me. I loved it, and I loved my phone.
Yeah, like that book really gave you an in-depth glimpse of where they came from and their sense of family and everything. So it was a nice thing to have.
It definitely was. It was like a feel good thing, and it was wholesome.
Yeah.
So I don't wonder why I never got the Lynn Goldsmith book if I was usually gifted these things, because a parent might look through that and be like, this might not be appropriate
Right.
for my little princess.
Right. That's why I'm shocked I even got it. When I think about it now, I'm like, my mom bought me that? What?
It was a different time though. It was a different time. I had a guy in like underwear on my wall. I'm like, how did my parents let me do? Why did they let me
The
do
art
that?
of man.
So
You really
weird.
did. Like
Oh,
bulge.
man. Yes.
Like bulge and everything.
What in the world?
Let's talk about the hip thrusts.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have the girls over, like, and we'd watch the Hangin' Tough live video,
Mhm.
and then they were like, one time, and I do the hip thrust all the time, and we would just like rewind it and watch it again, rewind it, and watch it again, and we're like, yeah, this is almost like we're getting into like pornography here or something. I don't know, but
And they evolved. Like,
yeah.
so there was a pay-per-view, I think it was. And I think I watched it at your house, Brooke. I don't
I'm sure
remember.
you did. I had it on tape.
Yes. And it was Joe, and he was like really getting into it. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? Oh, what's happening? Oh,
Blush, blush.
yeah, it was an awakening. Because I mean, he was like getting into it. So I was down.
Like, I'm not mad.
No, not at all.
I liked when Jordan was getting a bit older and more mature, and he started wearing the suits. I thought he
Yeah.
looked so damn good in a suit. Very
Mhm.
handsome. Yeah.
My favorite Jordan look, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know, but at the time he had that red plaid vest,
Yeah.
the red plaid vest pictures. He looked so good in that red plaid vest with his arms, and his hair was perfect. Oh my gosh, he was so handsome.
Here's the-
Also,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say also the Magic Summer Tour program book.
Mm-hmm.
There's pictures of him in this like blue t-shirt. Again, perfect face, perfect hair, perfect like peak of muscle coming out of shirt. He is everything.
Here's a question I have for you ladies that I asked a couple friends the other day. I sent my friend this picture of Jordan when he's 20 years old. when I look at this picture, I still think you are so handsome. But this is now I'm in a 41-year-old's body and mind. Do I see him through those eyes still as a teenager? Or because I would never look at Justin Bieber at 20 years of age and think he was handsome.
No.
I see a child when I look at Justin Bieber at that age, but not Jordan Knight. I see a man. And I'm like, isn't that
yeah.
odd?
That's a funny question because I think Brooke and I have different answers for that.
We do have different answers for that. I know we do.
We've talked about this so many times.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's
Yes.
odd. I don't think it's odd.
Did he look older than he was?
No, I don't think he did. But I think that you are still seeing him through the eyes of that, you know,
Yeah.
11-year-old, 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You're still seeing him through those eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's weird or odd or anything because 20-year-old Jordan
Mm-hmm.
could get it.
Mhm.
30-year-old Jordan, 40-year-old Jordan, 50-year-old Jordan.
60
Every
or
day, all day.
60, 70.
Keep
Yeah.
it coming. That's the
Keep it
thing.
coming.
He's always been 9 years older than me throughout the whole
Mhm.
thing. And he'll always be 9 years older than me.
That's right.
I look at it very different because I still feel like a little girl. Like I still feel like, and sometimes when people will say like, I don't know, I still get like geeked out by it. Like if they're like, oh, look at Joey, I can see something there. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Because I'm not like that in like real life. Like
there's still an innocence to it.
there
for you.
still is such an innocence to it. And it's just like when he did Sweet Dreams and he did the white he had the white pants.
Mm.
If somebody took a picture of me, I was just like, what the hell is going on right now? And it was just, I felt like I was just a kid again, like in that innocence. But yeah, so
That's really cool. Like, I mean, just different things we take from it. Or for some people, it was just a different experience than others. But in the end, there's still the love there. Have either of you been to a Wahlburgers?
Oh yeah,
we have.
Yeah,
we don't have them here yet.
Oh,
we have like one
So
in
good.
Canada. I think there's two in Canada, and they're both in Toronto, which is like very far from me. But every time I watch the show, I'm just like, I want one.
It's so good. It is so good.
Their burgers are good. Their tots are amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no, we've been, again, Nikki's been more than I have, but we've been, whenever we go to Boston, we go to one of the locations. And fun fact, there is at the original Wahlburgers, there is a picture. I don't even know if it's still there. Maybe it's not, but I feel like
I'm pretty sure it is.
There is a picture when you're at the like where you order. There's a picture on the wall right behind of Donnie shirtless performing at Fenway in the rain. So Nikki and I were there.
Mhm.
We were like the third row.
Yep.
And you can see me in the picture.
It's so cool. I got cut out. I got cropped.
I know, because my
Aw.
face, you can see like my hand and my like the top, like a part of my face holding up my phone because I was recording. And I'm in the picture. So
So cool.
I can tell people. So when I play like two truths and a lie, because I have played that with people before. Anyway, I'll include that. I'll be like, I'm this picture of me on the Wahlburgers wall.
I have a fun fact.
That's a good one.
I was on Wahlburgers. The
You
show.
were on Wahlburgers.
Which season and episode number, please?
Okay, it was I don't remember what season, but it was the Dorchester opening ceremony. And
Season one.
This was like just a few years ago.
Dorchester was the last episode of the series, I think.
Yes. And so I'm in that with my husband and my kids. And that was a cool experience to do that. We just decided to drive down. We're like, let's do it.
It's not that far for you,
And
is it?
No, it's like 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So
totally worth it.
Really nothing.
Yeah. Not that I'm like weird about that. I'm not like bragging you guys or anything like that. I just like I was excited to say I was on Wahlburgers. So
Well,
I didn't
yeah.
get like a roller credit or
You're
it
not
was
on
just a brief-
IMDb.
no, it's just a brief like couple flashes when he's talking to our family.
But
So-
no,
that's
but
so
you are
cool.
on it. And Kevin, her husband, you can see him in like all kinds of like parts because he's so tall.
Yes.
So like you see Kevin's head like over everybody else.
And he talks in it. He does have like he said
He has a
something.
speaking part.
Yeah, he has a speaking part.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that episode again.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm wearing a bright pink sweatshirt,
Okay.
so you can't miss me. So
All right, I'll be finding you on there. Yeah, and I get a kick out of the show when Donnie tries to run the restaurant that one day because he has no experience running a restaurant. I've worked in a restaurant for years, so I thought it was hilarious. And
it's
just
a great show.
and have you been to Alma Nove, the restaurant that Paul
Yes.
We
created
have.
and named after their mother?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
I looked at their menu. That sounds fantastic.
It is. We've been there a couple times. We do these like little weekends with our friends that we've met through the podcast.
Mm.
And we call it like my so-called whatever weekend. And we go and we record a podcast episode and all that. And the two times that we've been down there, we've gone to Alma Nove, right?
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
The
And we've
drinks
got to
are
hang out
so
with-
good.
We've got to hang out with Paul.
Paul.
Yes.
So Paul is there all the time, I bet.
He is there.
is.
It's
He's-
legit.
Yeah.
It is a real thing. That he is the real deal.
Yep.
I bet he's
And a super
cool.
good guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, very, very.
He actually, my son loves him, and that like absolutely adored him. And he's like, well, FaceTime him. And so I FaceTime my son, and he had a conversation with him. Like,
It's also worth mentioning that we have been to Novara, which is
Mhm.
Jordan Knight's restaurant too. And
Also
it is
Italian
delicious.
restaurant, right?
Yes.
It is delicious.
So good. Their
Yes.
Sunday brunch,
Mhm.
so good.
Do Sunday brunch. Yes.
I need to get out of lockdown.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
get
really.
out of lockdown, and then I'm gonna go to Boston. Boston.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll meet you there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll meet you there, and we'll go to all the spots.
Oh yeah, take
We-
me on the tour.
Yes, I got the tour for the first time when we did our little weekend. And I got to see like where Joe lived and where Donnie lived and Jordan and John. It was really cool.
Because Joe was in Jamaica Plains, right? Like
Right.
he was the only one who didn't grow up in Dorchester,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Different
The
neighbor.
rest of them were like really close to one another. Danny, we saw Danny's house.
One little tidbit that I figured I'd bring up was everybody associated with New Kids, like their manager, Dick Scott, tour manager, who ended up being the manager, Johnny Wright, being the manager of New Kids or Backstreet Boys and NSYNC as well. And even like John's dog, Nico,
Yeah.
the bodyguard, Biscuit, everybody in their world was famous because of their association with them. Do you
Mhm.
guys remember when Biscuit put out music?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Biscuit's in the house.
Yes.
So Biscuit was one of the opening acts on the Magic Summer Tour, or at least the show that I was at.
Yeah.
So I heard Biscuit live.
Did he
That's
have a
pretty
whole
cool.
album or was it just one song?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I had
I-
it, but I don't remember.
I do not remember
I
either.
do not remember.
I feel like maybe it was just a single.
I feel like it was a single because I think it was one of the cardboard cassette cases and not the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sleeve.
Yep. Oh yeah, I loved those cassette singles back in the day. When you only want one song, there it is.
Yes.
And they-
yeah.
And they were all in the cartoon.
That's true.
Yes, that's right.
That's the cartoons, man. I do have one VHS that a friend of mine who used to own a video store, when he was eliminating his stock and went the way of the dinosaurs video stores.
Yeah.
He gave me. He's like, here's something I want you to have, and it was his New Kids on the Block VHS of the. I think he gave me the step by step, the videos, and the cartoon on VHS.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
I still have those. Sweet. I have nothing to really watch them on, but I have them.
Right.
But yeah, I got about 15 minutes left. I still got some good stuff to cover. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah, this has
Oh my
been
gosh,
fun.
this is fun.
good.
It's always
Uh,
fun to talk new kids.
Yeah.
What was your favorite music video?
Ooh, that's hard. Oh, that's hard.
Mine's easy.
What's
Call it
yours?
what you want.
Oh, that's a good one. Now the remix
Yeah.
or
Well, I
the
don't
one
think-
where he's shirtless.
No, call it what you want. The remix, because
Okay.
it's the one with Freedom Williams from CNC Music Factory
Yes,
in it.
yes,
I just was like, Jordan was just deadly hot in that.
yes.
It looked
I
like a
don't
man,
know.
damn it.
I've never really thought about I know that's
neither.
kind of weird. I've never really thought about my favorite video. But I feel like Step by Step
Mm.
was probably my favorite video. Oh, and the reason I say that is because it's the one, like when you said that, it's the first one that came to mind.
Mm-hmm. Then that's the answer. It's the most memorable one for you.
Yeah.
I pick a new one. Can I pick a new one? A new
Yeah.
video? I
Yeah.
pick Single because Joe, hello. Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Sing-
Oh my gosh.
Great song. The album The Block was incredible. It's their best
my
album. in
favorite.
opinion.
It's their best album
Yeah.
Full
of all
service.
the albums.
Full service.
Oh, wait.
Fuck yeah. What a
Yes.
cool- Sorry, I swear a lot.
You ain't gotta
No,
be nervous.
hey, hey.
nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I don't fucking care. You can swear all you want. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm home.
Welcome. Yeah. I found my people. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, like Call It What You Want was I also that remix album was really cool. And I think
Mhm.
most of the remixes were CNC Music Factory remixes. But the thing I remember that I almost forgot to mention was Baby I Believe in You. When
Mhm.
that was very sexual
Yeah.
for that time.
Yeah.
Yes, it
And-
was.
And if you're listening and you have no idea what I'm talking about, Jordan would have a white open dress shirt flowing in the breeze of the fan while he's singing this song, and he's the main vocalist on it, and it's just like, oh.
Mhm.
and I remember, and then he brought it back when they reunited. He did it.
Yes,
again.
he did.
It was only,
Mhm.
it was not long enough. And that tour in 2008, it was not long enough. But a lot of people don't know that they introduced the world on a big scale to Lady Gaga,
Yes,
They
they
did.
did.
because that's her
Yes.
first big tour, was opening for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's on oh my gosh, what? The song.
Big
I
girl.
can't Big Girl. Yes.
Girl Now.
Thank you.
Big girl, yeah,
Yes.
big girl now.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh my gosh. Such a good album. Like that whole album, top to bottom, the
Mhm.
best. I
Good
could listen to it
guess.
over and over again.
Great guests on there.
Great
It was
guests.
very cool that they did a song with New Edition. I thought that was
Mhm.
very fitting.
Mhm.
Yeah. For sure.
Even like the when they did the deluxe version with some added extra songs
Mhm.
on them, those were deadly
Mm.
songs too.
Mm.
It was all
I
quite
love the
good.
block.
Yeah, I'll listen to it. That album doesn't age for me, and it's not
No.
even really that old. It's what, 12 years old now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to believe
Oh.
they reunited 12 years ago.
I know.
know.
It's crazy.
I know. What the heck? I love it.
It's still so
Oh.
good. And then funny when you mentioned the song Single, I remember hearing the verse. Now that song came out before the La Vida whatever by Coldplay. Have you ever noticed the Coldplay song? Dev, you came here by yourself tonight. So the guys sing that, but the Coldplay song, La Vida, whatever, it
Yes.
sounds
Yeah.
like the same verse.
They actually
New
play
Kids
it.
Did it first.
Right. And they actually combined them at the concert,
Yeah.
which was really cool. That was really cool when what's it called? What is that song called? I
don't.
can't remember.
I keep thinking La Vida Loca, which is
I know, I do
that's
too,
what I
but
when
that's
you
not
said
it.
La Vida, I was like, La Vida
La
Loca.
Vida, La Vida, La Nida. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then when they did that at the concert, I'm like, bam! I'm so
Yes.
glad you guys did that. I was hearing it, and okay, NKOT BSB. What a great idea
Oh my
that was. I got to go with girls that I work with who were a little bit younger than me, but we're all pretty tight, and they were so excited for BSB, and I'm like, I get best of both worlds because I love them both.
Mm.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Such a good tour. I mean,
Yes.
that for me, my favorite tour. I loved that tour.
Just how
And
they
we
mashed
weren't
it up like that.
sorry.
Sorry.
We weren't exactly excited for Backstreet Boys either.
No, and that's why I loved it so
we
much.
love them so much now, but we were big NSYNC fans.
Mhm.
So I was like, you gotta be kidding
Oh.
me. Like Backstreet Boys, come on.
Right.
You were
How
hoping
about
it was going to be.
NSYNC? Yeah.
But it was a really cool concept. And
yes.
we went, of course we went, of course.
Twice.
Twice. And that tour like kind of opened my eyes up to Backstreet,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me love them.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole thing was so cool. So cool.
Now we're big fans. We're
I
big
like-
fans.
I liked Backstreet first. When I first came out, I saw the Get Down video, and I was like, who are these frauds? Think they're New Kids on the Block. What is this kind of crap? They're not good. Whatever. And then they grew on me. And then I'm like, okay, I like them. I like them a lot. I just like them so much now. But then, and then I was like, NSYNC, what the fuck? Like, who are you guys coming from? And then I'm like, I love you too. I'm a JC girl. There's
Oh,
a pattern.
same.
There's a
You and
pattern here.
Brooke. Oh my
We have a
gosh.
type. We
do
have a
our
type.
Tall, dark, handsome.
Oh my gosh. JC.
Beautiful
I'm
voice.
a Lance girl, so I kind of stray a little bit with Lance, I think. But actually, there's a lot of Joey and Lance girls. So
Mhm.
Yes, you're right. There are.
Absolutely. And please, sometimes people would say, well, you go in for the baby of the group, it would be Justin, but Justin and Joe are so different.
mm,
So different.
yes,
Yeah.
So different. 100%.
very different.
And Nick Carter too. Nick and Knight. Hey?
Nick and
Hey.
Knight. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you've been watching The Masked Singer, but no spoilers out there, but
Yeah.
whatever. One of the clues for this pink crocodile character, if you've been watching it, you know that's Nick Carter's voice. But one of the clues that they brought out was Knight, KNIGHT. And
Yes.
and then I'm like, that's it. They're trying to make people think he's a New Kids on the Block by misleading the clues. But
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
you know it's not because of the voice.
it's Nick
mean-
Carter's voice.
You
Nick
know
Carter
it's-
has a very distinctive voice.
Yes, he
Very.
does.
Yes,
I mean, especially to a fan.
yes,
I mean, but he does have a distinctive voice, and we know as New Kids fans, we know that if there is a new kid, you know who that is. Like,
right.
You would know. I would know.
Right.
We would all know. It's like Joey Fatone. I knew Joey Fatone was Joey
Mm-hmm.
Fatone. That first season of The Masked Singer, the second he opened
Mm.
his mouth,
Yeah.
I just knew because you know the voice.
We're
Mhm.
very
Um,
fine tuned to what their voices sound like when we have the kind of fandom.
Right.
Yeah,
Singers, right?
totally.
Like Brian Littrell's voice, I would know it instantly.
Mhm.
Got a very beautiful voice. Timberlake, very distinct voice.
Yes.
It's just a thing,
Yeah.
And I do have to start wrapping this one up.
Yeah.
And I've just had such a blast. I really would love to have you back anytime.
Would love
Yeah.
to.
We'd love to have
Awesome.
you on our podcast, so maybe that can happen too.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
Yeah.
I had a few trivia questions I wanted to ask you, ladies.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Again, we're not experts.
Okay.
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine if you
Okay.
don't know the answer. Okay. Question number 1. I already said this earlier. Who is the guest artist on the Call It What You Want remix?
CNC Music Factory. Right.
Bingo. That's right. What year did the boys reunite?
2008.
Why did I write these questions and talk about them through the whole show? Where is Joey Joe from?
Jamaica
Jamaica
Plain.
Plain.
There you go. Ooh, who wore the overalls in the step-by-step video?
Jordan Knight.
Yeah.
No.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Did he?
It was Jordan, wasn't
Oh,
it?
Donnie did too.
Yeah, I was thinking
Oh.
Donnie did too, but I think he wore them different.
He had the white shirt on underneath. How do I remember this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg was in that video. Did you know that?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
I
I did not know
recall-
that.
I recall Donnie being on a motorbike. I recall him eating an apple.
Something like that. There was a basketball involved, I think. I don't know.
What song is this lyric from? If you didn't want it, you should have let me know. But since you didn't want it, then girl, you got to go.
And it's from Dirty. It's Dirty Dog.
Dirty Dog. I should have had a
Oh my
pouring
gosh.
system.
Sorry, guys, that it took me so long on that one. Oh my gosh.
I like that song.
I could hear it.
I love that song. I do.
That's a great song.
They were just.
I was a
like,
little
down with the
that
bad selves.
video. That video with Joe. I was like, what is happening?
I
That
thought it
video
was
is not my favorite.
What
I
are
don't-
You,
I
what is
don't-
happening?
I don't like the stuff in the club that happened. I found that kind of like upsetting a little bit at that age,
Mhm.
like the with the dancing with the girls and the
Mhm.
alcohol and stuff. But yeah, they still looked great. And the song is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. What famous singer-songwriter worked with Jordan Knight on his first solo album?
It's
Richard Marx? No.
no, it's
Good guess,
You know
but
you
no.
want it. What's his name? Robin Thicke?
That's Robin Thicke. Correct.
Yes.
He wrote the whole album with Jordan pretty much. And there's even a
So
song called
crazy.
Separate Ways that Alan Thicke had a hand in helping to write as well.
That's so cool.
Oh, Alan Thicke, rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace.
Yes.
Sweet Prince. And okay, well, I'm almost done these. What is Donnie's nickname that he used when producing Tiffany's third album, New Inside?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know that. I can tell you right now, I don't know that.
I'll give you a hint. On Wahlburgers, Jenny started calling him that, and he hates that name. And it's because Paul told him that Paul
Oh.
told Jenny that he hates that nickname.
Okay, I don't know.
Dennis Cheese.
I think I've heard it before, but I wouldn't know it. No.
I want to ask him about the Dennis Cheese thing. I do.
Yeah.
Because if he hated it, why is it on the album credits for Tiffany's album?
Right.
Well, okay. The last question. What is the name of the lady who sang on the song Don't Give Up on Me off the first album?
Oh. Keep
I didn't remember this. I had to look it up.
I would not know.
I don't know.
Phaedra Butler.
Oh, I did not know that. No, I wasn't
Nope.
thinking that song. Nope.
I did.
no clue.
I just remember she had a really nice voice, but I never ever heard anything else about her. I never knew her name.
Wow.
I never knew her name.
No.
I made that hard.
No,
That's
that's
okay.
okay. That's all right.
That's some good trivia.
That was great trivia.
Sweet.
That was good.
sweet. I don't know if you guys made any trivias for me.
I didn't. I'm sorry. That
Don't
was my
worry.
job and I totally failed.
Get me next time.
Okay. I will. I'm going
When
to.
you are on our podcast,
Yes.
Okay.
it's going to be
Yes.
trivia.
Okay.
Yes.
It's so good to talk to you guys about all like the things that the real fans are really excited about when it comes to New Kids on the Block. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. And
Yeah.
this won't be the last New Kids episode as far as I'm concerned, because it's my podcast and I can do what I want.
That's right.
That's
Fuck yeah.
right.
Hopefully one day, Donnie. I'm waiting, Donnie. I'll wait
Donnie will
patiently.
he will be here. He is a man of his word.
Mhm.
I believe him. I believe it'll happen. All right. Well,
Thank
take
you
care.
so much.
Yes,
for having us
thank
on. This
you.
was a lot of fun.
We're on the hunt for new kids. We're on the hunt for new kids. Can't seem to find it. Wait a minute. There's a pack of them right over there. Pack of wild new kids. Sitting in the pasture, grazing. Look at
Bean soup.
How's that black bean soup?
It's good. It's gonna cause problems later, though.
Yeah. Who would you say is farting the most at rehearsals so far?
You.
And whose farts would you say smell the worst? Big difference between who farts the most and who smells the worst.
That varies between you and Joe.
Joey D stepped into the fray with Funk Butt.
I've been known to be called out as baby shit.
Right when I swallowed my black bean soup, you said baby shit.
Everybody,
Little Joey Pebbles.
That did it for me.
Little Joey Pebbles.
don't talk about meat around John. Don't talk about living livestock.
Oh, John, you went vegan?
Big convert.
That's
I'm gonna
cool.
convert you guys.
Convert us to what?
Last night I was
No meat.
gonna have a
And
nice
gays.
piece of fish.
I'm gonna convert you guys to meatless eating gays.
Meatless gays. That doesn't
Some of us are closer than you think.
It's an oxymoron, meatless gay.
Doesn't
Yeah.
exist. Well, you can eat a sausage now and then, but it just has to be organic.
You can't digest it.
You can't.
You can suck on it, but you can't.
This conversation has turned from innocent lambs in the pasture to grown-up subject matter, so we're going to leave it here. Signing off until next time. From rehearsals in the prairie. Bye, everyone.